My fellow Ugandans, 16 years ago, as a young man taking the first steps in a country far away from home, I was introduced to the diaspora community through the Uganda Association of Minnesota. This community of Ugandan families became a home away from home, a sanctuary of families filled with kindness, hospitality, generosity, and willingness to offer support during adversity. Ugandans in the diaspora share this bond with our local communities. We often worship together. We network together. We share work opportunities with each other. We celebrate milestones together. We mourn together. And we commemorate our heritage together. These moments in our daily routines remind us that though we might be living in the diaspora, miles away from home, that deep in our hearts and minds, we are Ugandans, and we are in this together. In a similar way, UNAA was a seed sowed the year 1988 in the living room of a Ugandan family in Atlanta, Georgia. From such humble beginnings, that seed sprouted into a powerful association that brings Ugandans in North America together to celebrate our culture, to develop strategic partnerships, for philanthropy, and the pursuit of prosperity as a community. This sense of togetherness and common purpose has shaped my passion, desire, and commitment towards leadership and service in our communities. And for that reason, I have worked on issues pertaining to healthcare and prescription drug use in the Ugandan diaspora community. I have served on committees in our local chapters. I have advocated for education reform. I have been on the front line fighting for human rights and social justice. I served on the UNAA Council, and I have recently been part of the UNAA Harmonization Committee with a mandate to find common ground and propose reforms that will bring about unity in the Uganda diaspora community. My fellow Ugandans, it's upon this foundation and vision to transform the seed planted in 1988 into an even greater harvest that I, Busulwa Daniel Kawuma, declare my candidacy for President of the Uganda North American Association. This election finds UNAA at a crossroads. At a time when many are asking if the organization is out of touch with the struggles and realities of Ugandans in the diaspora. At a time when members have trouble articulating the achievements of UNAA in their local communities. At a time when members feel UNAA doesn't speak for them or reflect their values. Some have suggested that UNAA has become a partisan association. Some believe UNAA has failed to grow beyond an annual weekend festivity to become an organization that has a meaningful impact in the daily lives of Ugandans. Questions have been raised about the ambitions of UNAA. That how can the largest association of Ugandans in the diaspora exist for over 25 years without signature achievements, without any major assets, or even a physical address? That how can UNAA, with such a large diaspora membership base to tap into, often have a negative bank account balance? That how can the UNAA treasurer walk away with $30,000 of membership funds without consequences or any form of accountability? There is real public anger and dissatisfaction with UNAA in the diaspora. Ugandans are genuinely tired, and many have disengaged, and rightfully so. You deserve answers. We deserve answers, and I guarantee you, my friends, that once I'm elected UNAA president, you will get answers. A new dawn has arrived in UNAA. This new day brings hope. Hope for a much-needed upgrade and breath of new life into the UNAA membership. Under my proposals, registered members shall be guaranteed group life insurance to secure their future and that of their loved ones. Members will have access to the UNAA loan program to provide a safety net for community members going through financial hardships. We shall launch new avenues for the diaspora business community to expand their market base. In addition to that, we shall be rolling out a plan for community health consultations, a monthly newsletter broadcast, and access to a bereavement fund. Because on this new day, past failures shall be forgotten. UNAA will rise up from the nightmare of financial mismanagement into the daylight of transparency. It's going to be a new day, fellow Ugandans. A day when we turn over a new leaf to recognize the achievements of Ugandan-owned businesses and projects in the diaspora. Because the success of Ugandans in the diaspora is the success of our communities. And UNAA will be at the front line under my leadership to offer a ladder for these entrepreneurs to climb to even greater heights. My plan introduces the diaspora marketplace to bring Ugandan business closer to the doorstep of our local communities. On this new day, windows of opportunity shall open for our youth through a new mentorship program. This youth program shall offer social skills, cultural, career, and professional development for the future generation of Ugandans in the diaspora. The leaders of tomorrow. It's going to be a new day, my friends. A day when we seize the uniqueness of this moment to introduce the UNAA Diaspora Affairs Committee. This committee shall engage with stakeholders in Uganda to advocate for our voting rights, to advocate for our property rights, to streamline dual citizenship terms, and build a business network of returning diaspora entrepreneurs. It's going to be a new day, fellow Ugandans. When we look in the eyes of a Ugandan parent struggling to afford tuition for their children, a Ugandan looking to advance their professional career, a Ugandan who is looking for guidance to find job opportunities, and a Ugandan worried about their immigration status. Under my leadership, we shall look in the eyes of those Ugandans and tell them that UNAA has a place for you, that UNAA has an answer for you. Because on this new day, the sun will once again shine on the priorities of Ugandans in the diaspora. When we look back at history, it often tells us that the difference between organizations that are successful and those that fail to live to their potential is not from lack of resources or financial strength, but rather the moral compass and mentality of the leaders. UNAA under my leadership shall be an ethical organization. UNAA shall be governed with integrity. UNAA leaders shall be law-abiding, and I guarantee you, my friends, that we shall disclose every page of UNAA financial documents to once and for all get rid of the financial cloud surrounding our association. Corruption and embezzlement are vices that shall not be tolerated under my leadership. And as your president, I will challenge our organization and membership to honor and respect the sweat and hard work of Ugandan taxpayers. It's time for the diaspora to lead by example. If we despise corruption, we can't be corrupt. If we demand rule of law, we have to be law-abiding. And if we speak out against abuse of power, we should be champions of good governance. Under my leadership, UNAA shall practice what we preach and preach what we practice. I'm often humbled by the countless conversations and stories shared by Ugandans in the diaspora about the struggles and resilience to make it day after day in a hostile and unforgiving environment. Living in our communities are Ugandans who juggle 2 to 3 or more jobs to make ends meet. Some struggle to find a stable job, to afford tuition for their children, to afford daycare for their children, to pay their bills. Some choose to save by keeping the heat and electricity off during the cold winters. Others struggle to find an affordable place to live. And many live under the constant fear of deportation. These are often hard-working Ugandans who have sacrificed dearly to live decades away from their loved ones, sending that paycheck back home to provide opportunities they never had, to put food on the table, to provide a decent education for their children, to have a roof over the head of their loved ones. These are Ugandans who wake up in the middle of the night and endure the cold winter to take that train or bus to work. These are Ugandans who understand the essence of hard work and sacrifice. These are Ugandans who want opportunity and not handouts. These are Ugandans who are the backbone of our communities in the diaspora. UNAA stopped listening to these community members. UNAA stopped fighting on their behalf. UNAA forgot to sit in the living rooms of these Ugandans like the founders did on that Thanksgiving Day in 1988, holding their hand and saying that we're in this together. UNAA will not leave anyone behind under my leadership, because your values are my values. Your struggles are my struggles. Your resilience will be the pillar on which I lean serving this great association. I will fight for you. I will be your voice, and together we shall transform UNAA into the organization that you are all proud of. A diaspora that is divided lacks strength. A diaspora in conflict lacks a foundation. A diaspora without a vision is where we have been for years, and in this election, we are not turning back. I'm the only candidate with a robust plan that will unite our organization, grow our membership, and put our finances on solid ground. Using the skills and experiences acquired as a manager in the pharmaceutical industry, I'm ready to unleash my hunger for success, forward thinking, problem solving, and good judgment to transform UNAA into a professional, vibrant, high-performing, and financially sound organization. UNAA is finally going to have the leverage to advocate for the values, opportunities, and rights of Ugandans in the diaspora. The world is changing, fellow Ugandans, and UNAA needs to adapt quickly to this changing world. Under my leadership, we are going to think big, we are going to act big, and I guarantee you, my friends, that we shall transform UNAA into the greatest diaspora association in North America. The stakes are high in this election as we pave a new path for the future of UNAA. I humbly appeal to you, fellow Ugandans, to renew your membership or register as new members by August 1st, 2017, in order to vote and make your voices heard this September. Restore pride in our association. Find a home for members in your local communities. A home where we can climb the ladder of great achievements. A home where we can sit and share stories. Stories of courage, stories of resilience, stories of sacrifice, and stories that shall indeed make our organization rise up to be the image in the mirror that we are all proud of. This election is not simply about electing a new leader. This election is about who we are as a diaspora. This election is about our values as Ugandans in the diaspora. It's about our potential as Ugandans in the diaspora. I challenge you, fellow Ugandans, to choose the right path for UNAA. a path of financial independence, a path of accountability, a path of good governance, a path of financial independence like we are in the diaspora, a path of an inclusive UNAA like we are in the diaspora, a UNAA that opens doors of opportunity like we have enjoyed in the diaspora. I'm the only candidate offering you the fundamental change that we need to rally the potential of our Ugandan diaspora. Follow the footsteps of my vision on this new day, my friends. Follow your heart, but I need your courage. I need your perseverance. I need your trust, and I need your resilience. Your support and vote of confidence in our campaign will be an honor and a ticket for a better future for our association. Thank you, and God bless.